Oh no, what have I done? Adrenaline! Adrenaline! Help! Help! What have I done? No!
Please don't do that again, Wince.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Anyway, recording! If you haven't already, I'd recommend that you check out the last video about the equipment before you continue watching this one. Though it's not necessary, so don't worry too much about it. Alrighty, I should have talked about this last time, but I didn't. As said, we'll be using OBS to record our gameplay. I do recommend though that you have these settings set up for your OBS recordings. Your video encoder should be set to this, I'm not pronouncing that, with your video output being 1920 by 1080. Now, regarding the video bitrate, I set mine to around about 80,000, but if you don't have that much storage or you just don't want to deal with big files, because sometimes big files can be a pain to edit, somewhere between 40,000 and 80,000 will also be fine for quality. Oh, and I also recommend that you set your audio bitrate to 320. But what if I'm using a webcam, Wince? Then what? I'm glad you asked, actually. This is something I got stuck on for a while when I got my first webcam. So hopefully this will be able to help some of you who don't know what to do. You'll need to record both your gameplay and webcam at the same time in OBS. This will make it way easier to edit your video, by the way. You'll need to change your canvas and output to this, then move your webcam over to one side. And right next to it, plop down your gameplay recording. Whilst editing, you'll need to split the recording in two. This is probably the easiest way to record both things at the same time. Well, that I know of at least. Whilst recording, you should be thinking about how you're gonna edit that video. You can make the chore of editing way easier if you plan out your recordings first. But then again, that's not always possible when it comes to gameplay videos. I mean, anything could happen. Have you checked out this series I've been uploading? I'm pretty sure that gives you an idea of what could happen. How can you make the editing side of things easier? Well, the most effective ones are the simple ones, really. Like not talking. Most editing softwares nowadays have the ability to be able to see the audio whilst editing. Because of this, I can jump around and cut out the silent parts of a video. Okay, but what if I want to do something that I couldn't talk for? In situations like this, just make sure to tell yourself, like what I did back in this video. Alright, sniping montage now, please. Use your recordings as your reminders. Tell yourself information that you'll need in the future to make the video. That way you can have an easier time editing. Just so you know, recording takes a ton of energy and motivation. By the looks of a few comments from the previous video, some of you already seem to understand that. Making content in general can be quite stressful for people, especially if you don't have a passion or a love for creating such things. I've seen quite a few people end up breaking over the stress that comes with making videos. And unfortunately, I'm not joking. If it ever gets too much for you, just stop. Get up and walk away. Maybe not forever, but at least long enough for your body and mental state to get better. And whilst we're talking about this, I'd also recommend that you numb yourself to the numbers that you'll see. Your numbers and analytics can be a great help in making your channel grow, but it could also be the same thing that destroys it, especially if you only look at your numbers as a source of motivation. You'll 100% be blind from the bigger picture and the problems that you might have been easily able to deal with. Look, there's nothing wrong with being a bit scared or having stage fright when it comes to your first recording, but you will have to learn to get over it as quickly as possible. But hey, don't worry about it. Everyone you've watched on this platform has gone through it at some stage. I mean, look at my first ever recording. I didn't even have any emotion.
Look a bit weird, so you can see yourself. Hello! How you doing? Is that, yeah, you can drive on land. But as its name suggests, aka my marine, it can do something else. You can go underwater.
Wow, looking back at this makes me realize how much I've changed. That's quite a difference from how I record today, isn't it? And cut! I think that's about all I have to say when it comes to recording videos. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the Discord or comments below. There's no problems in asking questions if you want to grow or learn something new. Anyway, Next, we'll be going into the editing side of things. I know that's something most of you have been waiting for, so please hold on till I make that video, alright? But until then, see ya!